everyone, and welcome to the Book Bunch. My name is Sam. It is so great to see you guys again and have more books to tell you about. Today's video is going to be slightly differently because my camera stand that I normally hook my phone up to film has broken and I need to get a new one, and I haven't had a chance yet because it's filming day and it's just happened and I can't get to the shops. So you'll have to bear with me as I hold this myself and film. Hopefully it's not too rickety for you, but we will get right into the books. So today's video is all about sequels that I really enjoyed that I've read in the last week that I possibly even like more than the original books, but yes, we will talk all about it. The first one is The Story Raider, which is book 2 in the Weaver trilogy. This follows Tanny and her story peddling crew friends. I don't know what they're really called, but they are like a band of these people that have powers. The magic in this series is so cool and I'm enjoying every moment of it. There's like different like classes of powers, but Tanny's power is that she is a story peddler and can make these tendrils come out of her hands, and as she tells these stories or thinks these stories, imagines these things in her head, they come to life basically in either the form of like a beautiful crystal statue or sometimes, and she only found this out at the end of the first book, you can use it as like weaponry and stuff like that. It's not a huge spoiler, which is why I thought I'd tell you, but yes, there is a lot more to the story peddling and all the other people's powers than she could possibly know, and we still don't know all about it, even in this book. So we follow her and her friends as they go to hunt down a cure because some of the people in this group that have powers are infected with a curse and they are dying, and so like they all decide to go on this mission to find this ancient cure and collect all of the bits and pieces they need to make that happen. They end up being hunted down by this really evil force, and it is kind of terrifying. I don't know how they're going to win in the end because like yeah, I don't know how they're going to be strong enough, but we will see. And yes, it is much better than the first one in my opinion. I just think Tanny as a character is much more likable than in the first book. She was kind of annoying for most of the first book, but she grew a lot and now I am at a place where I do really enjoy her, and I definitely can't wait for book 3. Let me know if you've read this series or if you're going to, because I'd love to talk spoilers with someone about it because it was such a good time. And moving on, we have Realms of Light. I'm a little sad because my copy, as you can see, is starting to delaminate and I only just got it. It kind of came like that in the mail, I think just because the weather here is just so hot. It's been about 37 degrees Celsius most days, so I think just it being transported in the post caused the delamination, but I can live with it. It's all right. This is book 2 in the Colliding Lines series. I believe this is the end of the series, at least so far. She kind of left it in a place where, like, if she never writes any more of the series, you're good. But it also kind of leaves it open to if she ever decides to revisit this world or these characters, she totally could. And I absolutely love this series. The first book was Mortal Sight, and Realms of Light was just as good. We follow our girl named Sarah, and she is kind of found out in the first book, like right at the beginning, that she is actually able to see into the spiritual realm, and all of these like demon things are hunting her, and she kind of finds all of this out because this stuff starts happening to her, and then this boy comes along and kind of saves her from the monsters, and then they go back to this hangout where all of these people who can see the spiritual realm hang out and train together. And in this second book, she's still with those guys, but there is kind of a division between some of the people who can see the spiritual realm, because some of them want to kick her out and some of them want to keep her because she is more powerful than them, and they are worried that she will betray them to the evil forces, but she is absolutely determined to stay good, and it's about that whole fight for good over evil, even when the pull is very strong sometimes to join the dark side. And yes, I enjoyed every moment of it. I highly recommend it if you like spiritual realm stuff at all, especially if you like things like Frank Peretti. It's definitely a good one, and I highly recommend it, and I had an awesome time. It's definitely one I will keep for rereading because it was just that good. And I also wanted to mention Bear Night, guys. This book releases in February of 2023. The actual date, according to this, is February 14th. So if you need a Valentine, get yourself Bear Night. But this book is book 2 in the Light Raider Academy series. The first book was Wool Soldier, and I absolutely loved it so much. And James Hannibal very nicely sent me this copy as an ARC to read and review for you guys. He just wanted my honest opinion, that was all. It's not an ad or anything. But I do really like this series. I really recommend it if you have any 14-year-old boys and up. Ideally around the age of 16, 17, I feel like is the prime age for this. It is very much so old school fantasy with orcs and goblins and knights and all of that, but it also has a lot of biblical stuff in it, like the powers that the good use against the evil is all to do with praying to their maker and in this made up language, which is actually Bible verses. And yeah, they wear the armor of God, and it's this invisible armor that activates when they trust in the Lord, and all these cool things. It's very cool, very much so like it. It is based off a video game too, so if any of that kind of thing is your thing, definitely go pick up this series. But Bear Night was awesome. I think I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars just because I don't think I am the intended age range. I'm a bit older than the desired audience, but that's okay. I still really enjoyed it. You do need to go into it, I feel like, knowing that it's heavy on the Christian stuff, because I know with some people that can be a bit jarring unless they are aware of it. So just be prepared for that. I did enjoy it, but that's because I knew about it going in, if that makes sense. I've read books in the past where I haven't known about how strong the Christian stuff is, and that has jarred me a little bit and made me not enjoy it as much. So that's why I'm giving you the warning. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing that so many authors are making Christian stuff. I think that is so necessary in this world. So good on you guys. Thank you, James, for sending this to me. It was such an honor. But yes, this book, what is it about? So we follow Connor and his friends as they are training to become light raiders, and they're currently cadets, and they are fighting all of these evil forces. The main bad guys in this are dragons, and then the dragons have all of these different minions, so goblins and orcs and these tree things that are a bit strange, and they corrupt humans and then turn them into other things. And these guys try to win back the souls of the people while vanquishing the evil at the same time. And their homeland is under threat by this evil that is trying to get in, and so it's a bit of a war happening, and they are not very prepared. So yes, it is so interesting seeing their struggles, and I like as well that he has characters actually struggle with their faith and believing in every single moment, and sometimes you can see where a character is letting their own humanness get in the way, and then they have to kind of be reminded, but within their situation, that they need to lean on God and all of that kind of stuff. And that's really cool, and I think it's a valuable lesson to learn. It's definitely YA and not adult fiction, so just be aware of that if that is something that you wanted to know, but I'm really looking forward to this being released in full because it was awesome, and I can't wait to see where this series goes as well. It kind of is leaning towards it's going to be more than a trilogy based on like where everything is going, but we'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely recommend it. I also thought that I'd mention to you guys, because I'm not finished it yet, but another sequel that I'm really enjoying is the sequel to the Stormlight Archive, which is called Words of Radiance. It is a mammoth of a book. It's 1,200 pages, so it's taking me more than a few days. Well, it will take me more than a few days to get through. I'm already on day 2 of reading it, and I'm not very far in at all because, like, I don't know, whenever I read the Stormlight Archive books, I feel like my actual, like, page per minute count drops for some reason. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I'm trying to absorb all the information, so I'm reading much slower than I normally do. But yes, it's taking me a little bit longer, so I couldn't fit it into this video in a full review. But I thought I'd let you know it is so good. I'm enjoying it more than the first book for sure. It is clean so far, and I definitely highly recommend it if you're looking for some good sequels as well. It is not a Christian series, it is secular, so be aware of that. The other 3 were all Christian fantasies, but yeah, definitely recommend it as well. So I thought I'd mention that one to you guys as well. If there are any other books that you recommend, please let me know in the comments below so I can do some videos on those for you. Let me know what your favorite sequels are, because I feel like people kind of hate on sequels a little bit, and they either like the first book or the third book in a series, and normally the second book never gets the love. So let me know in the comments below what second books you loved, maybe even better than the rest of the series, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!